Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my YouTube tech channel. My topic name: What is law of conservation of momentum? Hope so. Today topic is started. Momentum of a system depends on its mass and velocity. A system is a group of bodies within certain boundaries. An isolated system is a group of interacting bodies on which no external force is acting. If no unbalanced or net force acts on a system, then according to equation 3.14, its momentum remains constant. Thus, the momentum of an isolated system is always conserved. This is the law of conservation of momentum. It states that the momentum of an isolated system of two or bodies, two interacting bodies, remains constant. In case of accident, a person not wearing seatbelt will continue moving until stopped suddenly by something before him. This something may be a window screen, another passenger, or back of a seat is front of him. Her seat belts are useful in two ways. They provide an external force to a person wearing seat belt. The additional time is required for stretching seat belts. This prolongs the stopping time for momentum to change and reduces the effect of collisions. Consider the example of air-filled balloon as described under the under the third law of motion. In this case, balloon and the air inside it form a system. Before releasing the balloon, the system was at rest and hence the initial momentum of the system was zero. As soon as the balloon is set free, air is out of it with some velocity. The air coming out of it possesses momentum. To conserve momentum, the balloon moves in the direction opposite to that of air rushing out. Consider an isolated system of two shapes of masses m1 and m2. They are moving in a straight line with initial velocity u1 and u2 respectively, such that u1 is greater than u2. Sphere mass m1 approaches the sphere of mass m2 has moved. Initial momentum of mass m1 is equal m1 u1. Initial momentum of mass m2 is equal m2 u2. Total initial of the system before collisions is equal m1 u1 plus m2 u2. After some time, mass m1 hits m2 with the force according to Newton's law of motion and exerts an equal and opposite reaction force on m1. Let their velocities between v1 and v2 respectively collisions. Then final momentum of mass m1 is equal m1 v1. Final momentum of mass m2 is equal m2 v2. Total final momentum of the system after collisions is equal m1 v1 plus m2 v2. According to the law of conservation of momentum, total initial momentum of the system before collisions is equal total final momentum of the system after collisions. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal m1 v1 is equal m2 v2. Equation shows that the momentum of an isolated system before and after collisions remains at same, which is the law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum is an important and has vast application. The velocity v of the gun negative sign indicates that velocity of the gun is opposite to the velocity and bolt. The gun requires since mass of the gun is much larger than the bolt. Therefore, the recoil is much smaller than the velocity of the bolt. Hope so. Today topic is finished. Inshallah, next topic coming soon. इसलिए जय मंगल कहूँगा अल्लाह हाफिज़.